Hey ladies. So often we make videos for this site and they're for feminists of all genders, but this is a particular message for the ladies because it's a blog for fair payday and it's a really good opportunity to talk about concrete ways women can get their fair share in the workplace. We all know the systemic reasons why women make less than men. They're like big picture issues that are really tied to larger gender inequalities. But that's not what we're going to talk about right now. I want to talk about some concrete ways that you can make sure you get the money that's due to you in the workplace. So a couple of tips, right? First of all, you know that awful sort of, I don't know what to call it, like, trope that gets repeated. Dude rapes a woman and he's like, oh, sorry, she was asking for it. I really want to see that phrase reclaimed in a work context, in that, like, oh, she just got this huge raise, she was totally asking for it. Which is all a way of saying that, like, yes, you do have to ask for more money, and you have to do it frequently sometimes. As great a job as you're doing, your employer is never going to walk over and be like, you're awesome, like, we just want to, like, throw some more money your way. Not going to happen. And so it's up to you to take time to make a meeting with your boss, to bring it up at your annual performance review that, like, you deserve to make more money. It's a hard thing to talk about, it's a hard thing to ask your superior about, but you have to realize that, like, guys do it. Like, they do. And that's why they end up making more money. I hear it all the time. I see it happen, in places that I've worked, and, you just have to, like, plug your badge and ask for more money. So that's, like, the first tip that seems basic, but it's not really. So, like, how do you go about that? Like, how do you ask for more money? It's a hard thing to do. The first thing is to sort of know the baseline, like, know where you're at. Do you remember the recent Supreme Court case, Ledbetter v. Goodyear? The woman in that case, Lily Ledbetter, sued her employer because after decades of her salary staying almost the same, she realized that her male coworkers were making way more than her. They had been getting sort of like annual raises. They'd been asking for it, and she had no idea. So I have to say that knowing what your colleagues make and what people who sort of like do the same job as you but for a different company or organization make is really important. And, like, again, it's hard to talk about money, but you kind of have to make yourself have that conversation with your coworkers and other, like, work colleagues. And, like, maybe do it at happy hour, you guys are all out, you're drinking, like, you just be like, hey, so what do you make? Everyone responds really well to being asked what their salary is, like, when they're out at a work happy hour, right? Anyway, so that's the first thing, is, to be able to say to your boss, people make, X amount of money to do my job elsewhere, and I'm not making that much. That's sort of just the baseline. But, like, let's say you want a little more than that, right? Because, like, you're worth it. You should make a concrete list of ways that you're sort of working above and beyond your job description, and ways that you are totally indispensable to your workplace. And really, like, hit those points over and over again. It's kind of like, politics or something, where, like, your boss needs to hear the themes repeated to, like, really understand how awesome you are and what a great job you're doing. And then sort of my final tip is, like, if you don't get the money you're asking for, because, like, let's face it, that can't happen every time you ask for it, especially if you work in a nonprofit. The only jobs I've ever had have been at nonprofits, and you feel like a jerk asking for more money. You're like, I'm here because I want to do good. But you know what, you're not a jerk. Ask for more money. And if they tell you no, it's really simple. You find other ways to sort of, like, to get something out of that negotiation. You can ask for a better title, because that's essentially like getting yourself more money in the long run. It could assure that you, like, get a better job next time around. That's like a higher paying position with a better title, when you go to leave the workplace that you're in. You could also ask for, like, little things that could make your job better. Like, you could ask for a better office, or, like, a nicer cubicle, or better work hours, or some tweaks to your job description. Things that don't cost your employer any money, but would make a real big difference to you in sort of your daily work life. And would make it clear that, like, this is a back and forth between you and your employer. Like, you're someone who's not just going to sit down and take what they give you. So yeah, so these are all just, like, some basic tips, and it's mostly just, like, to get all of you thinking about how much you make and how much you should make and what you should ask for, because it's fair payday.